What's up, y'all? What's happening? We here. I see you, bro. What's happening? Corey Nails. What's up, man? How you doing? Happy Sunday to you too, bro. Yeah, if you just getting here, go down, hit that like button for me, man. I appreciate it. My man New, what's happening, bro? What's up, man? All right, what's happening, y'all? How y'all doing? Good to see all you guys in the building. See a couple people here. Go down, hit that like button if you can for me. I definitely appreciate it. I got a couple things I want to talk about, on this Sunday, and I figured I'd just fire up something and cover them. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably break this live stream down after the fact, to cover some of this stuff, throughout the week as well. For people that don't watch my live streams, because I know there's a lot of people that don't watch or really watch my live streams, which I don't. I just doing when I can. Really, it ain't on no schedule or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? When I see something I want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, I want to cover, in the live stream, I just go down and fire it up. But I'm glad all you guys came through. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all you guys, for actually showing up, you know what I'm saying, hitting the like button, and share if you want to. I'm not asking for that, you know what I'm saying, but if you want to, Shakanulu, he says, what software you use for streaming? I still use OBS as well as, pretty much OBS, and, and it pushes it straight to YouTube. So that's how I stream my stuff, and I'm able to, and I pre-build like all these backgrounds and stuff like you see, right here, the background and all that stuff, and I just put my image in the middle of it or whatever. So this is all done on OBS, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, Casual Economist. I see you in the building as well, man. Let's go on and get started, bro. So I know this is probably a little bit different from what I'm used to doing. Well, not really. It's what I typically do when I'm streaming by myself. I kind of cover a couple articles, you know what I'm saying? So let's get to it right fast. Let's see. There we go. All right. So I covered Squid earlier this week. Squid is a proxy server. And I'm going to just cover this shortly, but because I got a whole video showing you guys how to set one up. But it's essentially a proxy server. And if you guys don't know what it is, it's essentially it caches, websites. It saves on bandwidth, improves response time, because essentially instead of you pulling all the files for a particular website, every time you go to it, the server, when you have a server like this on your network, it'll, like the first time you pull something, it'll cache it locally. So what it'll do is each time you go to it in the future, you know what I'm saying, it'll pull up that cache site unless something has changed on the real site. Then it'll, you know, refresh those changes. But it just basically improves the bandwidth, you know what I'm saying, that you use, or, you know, lower the bandwidth that you actually use, you know, on your network. And that's one of the, you know, great uses of actually setting up a Squid server. So I just kind of wanted to cover that a little bit, you know what I'm saying, in case for people that missed the full video where I break it down. I go through the install, you know, show people how to configure it and all that good stuff, you know, on that main video. You know what I'm saying? You can go back and check that one out or whatever. But one of the main topics I wanted to cover, you know what I'm saying, is Ubuntu Pro. Now, I seen this article come up a couple of days ago, and I've looked into Ubuntu Pro before. You know, I kind of played around with it in the past, but it looks like, you know, I just want to give a little information on it, you know, for people that's interested in it. Now, you got to sign up, you know, you got to create an account, a Ubuntu account or whatever, but you can get this pro version of Ubuntu. And the reason I wanted to cover it for people that may want to set up businesses or something, they have a free license for up to 5 computers. So if you got a small operation, you know, small business, then you can use this as your main operating system versus, you know, getting Microsoft, you know what I'm saying, because this is free, you know what I'm saying. It says for non-commercial use, but you know what I'm saying, you could use it for a small commercial business at the end of the day. That's the way I see it, you know, because it's free to actually use. And let me go back to the chat right fast. What's up, Professor Black Ops? I see you, bro. He said he switched from OBS to Restream. Yeah, I checked out Restream before. And actually, I need to go check and see if I still got an account with them. They may still be charging me like $5, but I don't know. I think I turned it off. But anyway, let me just cover the key takeaways for this right fast. Ubuntu Pro is an extended support and security update subscription that is free for non-commercial use. Oh crap, I hope I didn't mess up my, oh man, I messed up my my camera. I forgot I got this AI camera and it keep doing that. Oh crap, here we go, hold on. Let me see. I think that fixed it. Let me put it back in the middle. All right, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's got these gestures you can use with the camera, and if I put my hand up, you know, in a certain way, it'll adjust my webcam. You know what I'm saying? It's got this AI technology or whatever in it, so whenever you do certain things, it'll zoom in and zoom out, and then it'll also follow you. It's like on a gimbal, and so it'll follow you. But anyway, I'm going a little off the board. Let me go back to this. But Ubuntu Pro is an extended support and security updated subscription that is a free for non-commercial use. It provides 10 years of security updates and patches covering the operating system itself and over 23, you know, odd applications. It also works on LTS releases of Ubuntu, you know, though. Or it only works, I'm sorry, it only works on those LTSs. So the 22.04, the next one is going to be 24.04, and before that, before 22 was 20.04, and then 18.04. You know, I think that one's up pretty soon, because I think they cover security for up to like 6 years, I believe, on those long-term supported releases. So yeah, this will do 10 years of security updates and patches and all that stuff. Now, let me just break it down. Now, it says Ubuntu Pro is a security hardened version of Ubuntu targeted at enterprises and corporations or corporate users who cannot compromise on stability. It is sold as a subscription, so they do have subscription base, but it's free for non-commercial use up to 5 computers. That's why I say, I mean, it says non-commercial use, but they don't know what you're really doing. So if you got like 4 or 5 computers set up at an office building or something, and you running this, It's free at the end of the day. Now Ubuntu Linux is free, so both as a server and on the desktop. It releases, twice a year in April and October. So, and then they have those long-term releases. They typically come out in April. So 24.04 is the next long-term supported version of Ubuntu. You know what I'm saying? So you could check it out for that, but it's got 10 years, man. That's a very long time. And I just kind of wanted to cover it, you know what I'm saying? But hold on. What to get it for? You know what I'm saying? FedRAMP, so Federal Risk and Authorization Management Program. So, and as well as HIPAA, because of its compliance, by providing this security hardened version of Ubuntu. That's one of the reasons you will want to get this or whatever. If you're dealing with some type of business like that, then you can use the Ubuntu Pro. You know what I'm saying? Ubuntu Pro incorporates NIST certified FIP cryptographic modules and implements the recommendation in Ubuntu Security Guide to CIS, so Center of Internet Security, and DISA STIG. So this may be something I need to bring up Professor Blackout's for, talk about the STIGs, you know what I'm saying? But it's it incorporates all that. And one of the most appealing aspects of Ubuntu Pro is the depth of its security patching. It doesn't just cover the operating system itself, it also covers the application. So like 23,000 applications. Yeah, shout out to Stigs. I see Professor Blackouts. At the time of writing this, subscription for Ubuntu Pro is $25 per year, and for servers is $500 US, and unlimited virtual machines on the server. So you can set up and that's pretty decent. If you got a business and you want to write off, something for hardware or the systems that you run, then boom, $500 a year. It's not that bad versus paying for like a Windows setup, in my opinion. But like I said right here, again, it is free on up to 5 computers for non-commercial use. So if you got a small business, then that's considered, at least as far as I know, non-commercial. You know what I'm saying? And this article kind of just covers a little bit more on patching, how important it is, 0-day security holes. And this walks through how to actually enable it. So if you want to enable it, this will give you a guide. So let me drop this link down in the chat for anybody interested in it. And I'm not getting paid for this. I just wanted to cover it because I never looked into it other than those times I looked into it when it first released. I haven't looked into it since then. You know what I'm saying? But I heard people use it. I heard, it has some good features and all that stuff. So boom. And then you can you can walk through this and that'll help you out setting it up. So cool. Yeah. But yeah, check that article out. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely worth looking into, especially if you want to. I mean, Ubuntu is not that difficult to use. As you can see, it's almost like using any other operating system. It's really not difficult to use at all. So, oh, and shout out to Tam. What's up, Tam? How you doing? That's Tam from Women in Linux. If you guys ain't seen their channel, go over there and subscribe. They definitely have an awesome channel. They be talking about money, getting this tech money, as well as like investing, all kind of stuff they talk about on their channel. Not just Linux, but they do cover a lot in Linux as well, but not just Linux. They be on it, you know what I'm saying? And they really know what they're talking about with that. So shout out to Tam and Women in Linux as well. And shout out to Professor Black Ops as well. I want to shout him out again. You know what I'm saying? He be putting out some great information today. I seen that video you put out earlier today on the SOC analyst role versus security analyst role. That's a dope video right there. So I'm gonna go share it a little later as well. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you. But all right, so the next topic I want to cover is something new that I saw out there. You know what I'm saying? And maybe this is something people need to start looking into, for the field. I hope this damn camera ain't messing up again. Hold on. Because I seen it start flashing. But this is something that I think people should start looking into. It's called Hive BigQuery, open source connector. Now, I never looked into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any experience messing with this. You know what I'm saying? But I seen this article, or I've heard of this not that long ago. And I seen this article and I said, hey, let me cover this, so people might be interested in, or might want to look into this as something they may want to learn how to use. And what made me look into it, I want to figure it out, was because you guys know I'm a database administrator. That's something that I do. I've been doing for a number of years now. And it has a SQL-like query language in Hive QL. And first off, let me talk about what it actually is. So Google recently announced the general availability of the Hive BigQuery connector. And I think this is something they used internally at some point, and it's finally being released, I believe. Simplified integration and migration between Apache Hive and Google BigQuery. The open source connector is a Hive storage handler that enables Hive to interact with BigQuery storage layers. The new options support queries in Hive using a SQL-like query language, Hive QL, to read from and write to BigQuery. Data engineers, and this is what made me want to go in and talk about this, because this is an area of IT that people can actually get into and be very successful. But data engineers can access and query BigQuery data sets without data movement, and BigQuery users can leverage Hive tools, libraries, and frameworks for data processing and an analyst. So Julian Phillips, Solutions Architecture at Google Cloud, writes, the Hive BigQuery connector implements the Hive Storage Handler API to allow Hive workloads to integrate with BigQuery and Big Lake tables, while Hive's execute engine still handles all compute operations such as aggregate and joins. The connector manages all interactions with the data layer in BigQuery, whether the underlying data is stored in BigQuery native storage or in cloud storage buckets via Big Lake connections. So Apache Hive, if you guys ain't know what it was, it's basically a popular distributed data warehouse option built on top of Hadoop. It allows users to perform queries on large data sets. BigQuery, the serverless data warehouse on Google Cloud, provides scalable queries on massive data sets. The open source connector ensures data consistency and reliability by using Hive metadata and represent tables stored in BigQueries. And this is one thing I got to figure out, how to set up an environment to test some of this stuff or understand some of this stuff. And definitely once I figure it out, I'm gonna try to put a video out showing you guys how to set it up for yourself, so you can learn how to use some of this as well. I might start with Apache Hive, and then this Hive BigQuery connector. This is the connector to the data lakes or the Big Lakes, tables, and it's using that query language. So I'm learning this stuff as well, so don't look at me as the expert. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to put the information out there, so you guys say, hey, this is something new I need to be looking into, you know what I'm saying? Then the information is there for you, so you can start looking into it. And if you guys understand what this is, a little bit more than me, then definitely, share with me. Or if you find some documentation that can help, share with me. I'll definitely try to share it out to, as many people as I can. Let me go back to the chat right fast. Let's see. Shaka Nulu says, even though I use Mac, I still like looking at different OSs. Yeah, it's definitely fun, bro. You know what I'm saying? And one thing with a Mac, it's based on BSD, but you can install, what's the little hypervisor is called? what's the hypervisor by Oracle? But you could put that little hypervisor on there. I can't even remember what the name of it is. I used to use it all the time to record all my videos, but that little hypervisor is a way for you to test out those different operating systems. So definitely, look into that. Hold on. I got to find out what it is. I don't want to just tell you something and don't know what it is. What is that? VirtualBox. Yeah, VirtualBox. So definitely, check out VirtualBox. Let's see, VirtualBox. Let me show you right fast. On a Mac, you can install VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox on your system. You can download ISOs, build out a little virtual machine. You can install Ubuntu, you can install whatever you want on it. Yeah, and thank you, Gabe. Yeah, and DP Script, VirtualBox. What's up, Gabe, though? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. And then I know if you got a Linux computer, you can use Boxes is a good one as well. It's like a little hypervisor as well that allows you to run virtual machines in it or different operating systems. So, but yeah, man, on Mac, it's an easy way to actually use other operating systems on your system. So, oh yeah, and Gabe actually he uses a Mac, so I know he uses probably VirtualBox or one of those little hypervisors, and if he's trying to do something, I'm assuming. Shout out to the Mac boys. Shout out to y'all, man. Roku Muru, what's up, man? He says hi to the chat and KeepItTechie. What's up, bro? How you doing? Tam says shout out to you and thank you for the shout out. Yeah, no problem, no problem. I really like I told you in the beginning when I first met you, when I saw y'all channel, y'all was putting out some great information. Anybody that's doing something great, at least in my eyes, you know what I'm saying, I'm willing to help you or shout you out or try to push people to what you're doing, because it can help people at the end of the day. I don't know everything, you know what I'm saying, and so I try to point people to the right people that know something I don't know. Tech or X, what's up, man? He says, this is what I was talking about. Big data analytics, SQL, Python, and Tableau. Yes, these are great areas to actually get into. You know what I'm saying? Great areas. So that's why I wanted to cover this. Like I said, I don't know much about it. I looked into it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I need to do some more research, try to figure it out. But anything that's like data related, because I'm in the data field, I'm a database administrator, I try to at least look into it and be aware of what actually is coming down the pike, so I can be on top of it, because it can help you move up in whatever position you're in. That's one of the reasons I do it, is look into this stuff, is because it can help me move up into better positions, especially if you know something that's like cutting edge or bleeding edge that a lot of companies may start looking into. You're already on top of it, then bam, you'll be ahead of the pack. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, I don't want to read too much more on it. This is a breakdown of how it actually works, but this is that Hive BigQuery connector right here that Google released, and so that'll allow them to connect to the BigQuery as well as the cloud storage from the lake connection, the big lake connection. So super dope looking thing you can actually look into. So let me share this as well. I don't think I put it in the chat yet, but hold on, guys. Don't run out either, man, because I got another article I really want to cover a little later on. You know what I'm saying, that I think a lot of people will be interested in. So, all right. Bob said, why is it hard to find a good job in IT? Now, with I don't know. See, and that's the thing. My experience has been a little bit different, bro. I think it's all based on your knowledge and experience, and that's why one of the things I talk about on this channel is that you should be constantly learning and not just staying stagnant. And I'm fixing this camera. 1 second. So yeah, as far as finding a job, I don't think it's that hard if you got the right qualifications, for those jobs. You just got to keep expanding your knowledge in other areas, and you shouldn't find too many issues getting a job in IT. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep applying and keep, learning new things and trying to get on top of the technologies that are out there that are being used for those positions. And I've done plenty of videos on this, showing people how to actually look for jobs, like going through LinkedIn, building a network, finding people in the area of IT that you want to get into. You got to have those conversations with people and just apply. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's because I see people that have issues because they're getting left behind in the technology. They may have some older certs that are not too relevant currently, and they need to stack on top of what they already have, especially. And then I don't want people to just get certs just to get certs. I don't want to go down that road and tell you that, because I definitely don't tell people that. And I apologize, but you don't want to get certs just to get certs. You want to get certs that are relevant to what you're trying to apply for. You know what I'm saying? That's my biggest statement. Let me see. I use Mac as a daily driver, by Mac, Windows, and Linux for work. Yeah. Let's see. All the jobs that I can find in IT, I can find in IT support help desk. So help desk. All right, check this out. I wasn't planning on doing this down that road, bro, or going down that road today. But I do it again, for people that's here. You got to get the skills, bro. That's the way I see it, bro. You just got to get the skills for the positions, and that's why I go through and I show people, the LinkedIn jobs, and then break down the requirements for those jobs. You got to start looking into those jobs and actually. And I apologize, I'm getting a little sick. That's why I keep sniffling and stuff, and I got some coffee over here. Just give me a second, bro. All right. Let me go to my LinkedIn right fast. Actually, let me switch off here right fast. Just give me 1 second. I'll pull up my LinkedIn information so I can get in here. And just give me a second. I can set up I can put out a link if you want to come up, bro, and I can talk to you. We can talk to you more about it on here. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull up my LinkedIn. All right, cool. So let's go into jobs. So what type of job are you looking for? Are you looking for an IT support specialist or something like that, or IT support position? And then I don't know where you located at. So tell me where you located at as well, Bob. You know what I'm saying? Tell me where you located at. Entry level programming. I see you saying that now. See, programming is a different animal. You know what I'm saying? Let's go entry level programming. Or actually, let's just go programming. Programming is a different animal. You gotta show that you're proficient in that programming language, whether it's applications you've worked on. That's why I tell people, especially like with programming, you may want to create your LinkedIn profile, start helping on either open source projects or projects that are out there that are in the programming language that you're working on, and also build your own programming portfolio, to show things that you have built so you can talk about it in these interviews when it comes to whatever programming language you're trying to learn. And see, I'm not no programmer, but I do know some programming. Programming to me, it's always been like a compliment to whatever I was trying to do in IT. Now, I know a lot of people that program and that's all they do. They develop applications, they develop, you know, they develop, you know, things for the operating system, or like this thing we were talking about earlier. Someone developed this open source connector, Hive BigQuery connector that allows Apache Hive to connect to this BigQuery, you know, information over here and run these queries. Somebody wrote that, you know what I'm saying? So, you just got to understand what programming language you want to get into and see what area it applies into, whatever positions you're going for, if that makes sense. Let's see. Oh, what's up, network bro? Hey man, you gotta get some we gotta get some more training done out there, bro. You be out there, you was out there, what was that, the 101 book you was going through, man? I want to see some more stuff, bro. I've been, you know, going through and watching some of your videos, trying to get a little better understanding of networking. If you guys don't know, if you guys haven't heard of Network Bro, he puts out a lot of great information on his channel. I don't think he's been doing as much lately because he probably been busy, but yeah, he has a lot of information out there for people that are trying to get into computer networking. And yeah, Professor Black Ops asked that. He says, Bob, what is your programming stack? So if you could put that in there as well, that could probably help us or whatever. And actually, let me just go back because I'm getting off track on where I was trying to go, but I'm still learning. Oh, okay. Well, all right. For people that are still learning, figure out what you wanna learn. That's the first step, bro. At the end of the day, you're just gonna be bouncing around. Figure out what you want to actually learn as far as the programming language, or if you want to go into IT support or whatever. Figure that out first, and then start working towards either the certifications or whatever you want to do. You want to figure that out at that point once you figure out exactly what you want to do. And like I always hear people talk about Python. So Python is an easy to learn language, so you might want to start there if you want to, but they do have certifications for Python. I think it's under, I've talked about this before. Hold on, is it Python? It's Python something. Python certification. Let's see what it's. Yeah, it's under Python Institute. So they have an entry-level Python programmers certification. So if you want to learn Python, get certified. You know what I'm saying? That once you figure it out, you can get certified. And they have a step process. You can get the entry-level cert. They got an associate cert. They got a professional cert. So it all depends on what you want to do. Just find what that is and work on obtaining the certifications to help you get those positions. And I also hear you say, I want to do email HTML or front-end development. Okay, so email HTML, well, HTML, bro, let's see, what is it, C School or C? This is how I learned HTML back in the day when I was trying to learn try to understand the HTML programming language, basically web design. So HTML, what is it, C School or something like that? Oh, W School, W3 schools. Boom. This breaks down everything about HTML. And this applies to developing HTML in a email. And it also covers all the different programming languages out there, like CSS. There you go. It's got an introduction, walks through it. It also has it where you can type out the examples in the exercise. So test yourself with these exercises. So you can go through and do this. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the ways I actually learned HTML. And then also, let me see, PHP. I was going through this trying to figure out how to use PHP with HTML. And so PHP, they have a tutorial on that, and it walks through everything. And see, this is the thing, you're not going to be able to implement a lot of this stuff unless you create some form of a project. So create your own website and build it out, and you run into the problems, and then you'll get efficient with fixing those problems and understanding the way the programming language works, you know, across the board. And by using these tutorials and stuff like this will, you know, help you understand the language. And like I said, if you want to go into Python, this is Python right here. You can check that out. Let me drop these links down in the chat as well, so you can get that. And then, like I said, W3 Schools. I've been knowing about W3 Schools for a long time. This is the PHP page. You know what I'm saying? You can check that out. That'll help you with programming languages. And as you can see on here, you got Bootstraps. You got C. There's a C tutorial. So if you want to get into some system level, you know, programming or general purpose programming, C or C++, you know, is a popular programming language as well, like game development, you know, things like that. Boom. And as you start looking at a lot of these programming languages, you'll see a lot of the same terms, like output. If we go back over here to PHP, there should be an output somewhere in here. Well, maybe not on C++, but let's see, comments, variables. So variables, boom, declaring a variable. If you go over to PHP, there are PHP variables. It's just written a different way. You see what I'm saying? So that's a variable. You can specify a variable in PHP. Same thing if we go over to, let's see, Python. Variables, Python variables. It's just written a different way. The way you put the syntax in there, it's written a different way. So it's the same across the board. You start seeing a lot of the same terms, and they mean the same thing. It's just they're written in a different syntax based on the programming language that you're using. So hopefully that helps. I hope that helps. If you got any other questions, like I talk to people on, let me actually find my link to that as well. So I actually sit down and talk to people, you know, whenever I have time on my schedule. And so if you need some mentorship, I don't charge a penny. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking to make no money off of that. I'm just trying to help people understand how to actually get into it. And like I said, I don't know everything, but I try to help as much as I can, or I'll point you in the right direction to somebody that can help you when it comes to it, to whatever you're trying to get into. So hit me up, Bob, and actually I'll find that link somewhere and put it in the chat as well, or put it in the description. I don't know if you're still here or not. All right, I missed a lot. Let me go back to what I was trying to get into. I already have a portfolio. Oh, okay, you already have a portfolio. Bruh, was following your CCNA. Love the explanations. Yeah, network, bro. He has some great, you know, stuff. I want to see you put some more stuff up, bro. You know, shout out to you. Make sure y'all check him out, bro. You know, definitely subscribe to his channel. Let's see, Professor Black Ops, Bob True, but a lot of jobs for Python. So yeah, they do have a lot of jobs for Python out there. And actually, since we still going to that, let's type Python. And then you say you in Florida, so let's go on narrow it down a little bit more. Let's type Florida. Oh, there go Florida right at the top of the list. So let's try to find, let's see, SQL. They want you to have some other stuff. See, and that was the thing. I always looked at like programming languages as something, as like a, you know, an add-on to what you're doing in IT. That's why you see a lot of like systems administrator jobs or IT SQL developer, and they want you to understand Python. So Python isn't here. That's why it popped up under the Python search. So understanding SQL, and they want you to know some Python probably in here somewhere. Let's see, Python developer, database administrator, AWS, data analyst, systems administrator. Let's see, Python in Florida, data engineer. Let's see what this is, data engineer. Let's see if it has something to do with Python in it. And you'll start seeing a lot of these companies, they also want degrees. I keep hearing a lot of people say, oh, you don't need a degree. You know what I'm saying? Our degrees are worthless, but a lot of these companies are still, looking for those degrees. Here we go. Software, well, that's an engineer 5, Python. So you got to have a lot of experience probably with working with Python in this position. Let's see, and it's on site. It doesn't put a price out there on how much they're paying, but let's see, Python developer. I don't know what job it is, or job it. That's in Jacksonville. They paid 110. I don't know what W2 means. Let's see. But that's how much they're paying for Python developers. But you probably got to have a lot of experience. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Bachelor's degree. There you go. Computer science. Proven experience as Python developer. So yeah. What you saying earlier about having a portfolio, that's definitely something. Proficient in developing web applications using popular Python frameworks like Django, Flask, and Pyramid. Now, do you know these? Have you looked into these before? Python, Flask, and Pyramid. I've looked into them, but I'm not like a Python developer, but I remember looking into them, at least becoming familiar with it, just trying to see. I remember Django, familiarity with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. There you go. That's one of them skills we were talking about. And then also they looking for cloud. So if you got some cloud platform experience, Git, do you have experience with Git and version control software? You know what I'm saying? And I know this is probably a little bit higher position. I don't know what that W2 means. So I'm assuming it's like an experienced Python developer, especially with the amount of money. It says entry level, but if it is entry level, you still need to understand some of this stuff or show knowledge, and also the agile methodologies, framework, Kubernetes. They want you to have some, and I know some of this stuff is they taking it a little too overboard. A lot of times these recruiters they'll just throw things in there they want you to be familiar with, but you don't really need it for the job. Like as far as but as far as like agile, that should be something like version control. As a developer, you should understand how to use a version control system. GitHub. Boom. Excellent collaboration. Experience with relational databases. So at least familiarity with it. But this is a good position. I'm sure they have some all over the country like this, bro. Probably not everywhere, but just look at what they're looking for. So like we looked at this last one, that was Python developer, and then this other Python developer right here. If you compare the qualifications and look for what they're actually looking for, like so they want you to have some SQL, no SQL. They have Jenkins in here, but GitHub. Let's see, financial insurance domain. So you would have to have some financial, experience or working in dealing with financial data. But yeah, cloud platform. So Azure, AWS. Let's see, ability to build and test solutions in the agile delivery manner. Let's see. Data lake. So we starting to see that. So this whole this whole article right here, talking about the data lakes and big lake data, we starting to see that in positions as well. So that's something we need to look into. Bachelor's, and you still start seeing those bachelor's degrees. So you need to have a degree, at least what I'm seeing for a lot of these positions. All right, so let's go back to the next article because I'm like way off track. So the next thing I wanted to kind of cover, and I know this is dealing with Linux, and I know y'all asking questions. I'm gonna get back to the questions in a minute. Let me hurry up and cover some of this stuff because I'm gonna see if Professor Black Ops got a little time, get him to come up here, give some of his feedback, and if anybody else want to come up as well. So I covered Rocky Linux, which is like they try to be a one-to-one comparison to Red Hat Linux. And Alma Linux was the other server version that was trying to be that one-to-one comparison or copy of Red Hat Enterprise Linux as an option for the open source community and people that want to use server editions without using Red Hat. So I talked about this like a week ago. Red Hat announced they are no longer providing the means for downstream clones to continue the one-to-one binary copies of Red Hat Enterprise Linux. And then very quickly, both Jack and I shared some initial thoughts, but we initially took our time deciding the next right step for Alma Linux OS. After much discussion, the Alma OS Foundation Board today has decided to drop the aim to be one-to-one with Rails. So they just basically dropped it. And what they're going to do is aim to be an application binary interface, so ABI compatible with Red Hat. So that's essentially what I wanted to cover with it. That's basically what came out of the actual meeting, that nothing is really going to change with Alma Linux, similar to way Rocky, they're just going to go a different route as far as doing what they can to keep it close to Red Hat Enterprise Linux as far as their version of Linux that they drop out. Alma's going to do kind of the same thing, and I won't go through it too far, but let me actually go to the main article that I wanted to cover. I already know how to do an email and have a portfolio. Yeah, I just have trouble finding a job. Man, you just got to keep applying, bro. And I let me see. I had only 2 interviews with no follow-up. W2 means, W2. Yeah, W2. I'm tripping. Network bro probably laughing at me, man. Yeah, I know what that means, man. W2. I didn't know if it meant something else. If it was like another acronym. I sound crazy. Bob, go through tech recruiters. Yeah, that's one thing you want to look at as well. I'm glad Network brought that up. Try to find you a recruiter that you can work with, and they'll actually put you in for positions based on your resume, because they get paid for putting you in and actually getting hired. So they're going to only put you into positions that they know that you can get based on your resume and all the information that you give them. So I did already that, but they only have mid to senior level jobs. I thought I could start with Fiverr and Upwork. I have an IT degree, but it didn't help so far. Okay. What's your degree in, if you don't mind me asking? If you don't mind me asking, bro. And shout out to you, Game Over. I see you. Drop the link. Okay. Let me go and drop the link. What do you think about YouTube taking down wire fraud tutorial videos by that hacker rapper? Now I heard about that topic, man. I ain't want to go down that road. Hey, let's well, since you asked, I'm gonna have to cover it. Based on my thoughts, I think, well, I don't know, man. I don't know, because it kind of ties to well, no, he was basically showing people how to do something illegal. So yeah, it should be taken down. But it kind of goes to that line of what happened to my channel. Like, I'm showing people how to do or create a phishing site, but it's all in the form of training people. Like, I don't know if you knew this, Network bro, but I say about 2 weeks ago, my channel got like a strike or whatever, community guidelines strike, because I put up a video showing people how to set up one of those like phishing tools that you can use in Kali Linux. And so the video was all fine and dandy, for about 6-7 months or whatever. And then they finally came out and was like, hey, this, community guideline strike. And so I went and looked just to see who else covered it. And I seen a whole bunch of cybersecurity professionals covering this tool. You know, they had videos of it. Even you even see big guys like Network Chuck covered this exact tool that I covered. But they went just after me for some reason, which I don't understand. I'm like, okay, well, in order for people that are trying to get into the cybersecurity field, they have to learn these tools in order to figure out how to prevent it, or warn people in the organization on not to click on things like this, or look at the actual domain name that popped up there on the link that you clicked. And if you see that it's bad, then obviously close the link. So you have to understand how these tools work in order to prevent people from actually falling for it. So, but they hit me with a strike. They took it back though. I explained to them that, and I was like, okay, but I don't know where that whole wire fraud thing, falls. Is that a way of raising awareness? You know what I'm saying? That's that's the weird part about it. Will that help people not fall for those scams? So I don't know, it's kind of crazy. And let me see if you want to come up to Network Bro. We could talk about it, and then I know Professor Black Guy's probably like, hey, he got his mouse ready, about to click the link as soon as I email it to him. So I'm just playing. Actually, let me create the panel right fast. 1 second. And create this panel. Let's see. Try to create this right fast. Just give me 1 second, guys. Let's see. Hangouts. Not Hangouts. Meets. Yeah, Meets. Let's go under my KeepItTechie accounts. Let's go down and create this start an instant meeting, and let's go down and add a couple people here for anybody that's interested in coming up. And Bob, you can come up as well if you got some questions, if you want me to try to help you, bro. Let me drop this link up in here. And Network Bro, if you want to come up and talk about it, we can, bro. There we go. All right, so all right, and then while we waiting on people to probably come up, let me go ahead and go to the main topic that I wanted to cover, and it's the first thing in the title that I wanted to cover. So leaked Google pay salaries. And this article came out a couple days ago on July 19th, but it says leaked Google pay data shows how much thousands of employees report making in units like cloud engineering and sales. And I thought this would be interesting to actually cover, you know what I'm saying, just so people can be, get in there and go after these types of jobs, man, because they paying, a lot of money. And it also covers like the golden handcuffs that people talk about, I've talked about in the past, all that good stuff. So, oh, what's up, Taz? What's happening, man? How you doing, bro? Shout out to you, bro. Let me see. You guys should look up that IT cyber sec rapper guy with a song called Tabs. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that one, bro. I'm gonna have to look at. Hey, Network Bro, come up, man. If you got a second, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Bob, if you really want to come up, bro, you need some help, bro. I talk about this more in depth with you if you want to. Oh, check my second super chat. Let me see. Hold on, what you said, bro? What do you think? Oh, never mind. I already saw it. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. And I appreciate you guys supporting me, man. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate it. Ayaza, shout out to you, bro. He says, hey, KeepItTechie, I'm going to take up the cybersecurity entry course at my Amazon job. Any tips? Not sure what that course is, but let me put you on game with a couple other courses as well that I've found. Let's see if I can help you out with this course. I know it's the Google one. The Google one is pretty cheap. You could try that one. This will give you a base fundamentals of cybersecurity, and that's based on people that I know that have actually took this certification. You know, they went through and actually took this Google cybersecurity certification, and it actually got them the base foundation for actually getting into cybersecurity. And as you can see, the amount she get paid, the open jobs, it's over 200,000 jobs, you know, 100K plus, median entry. So that's median. Don't look at that. That's what you're going to make. And I'm not one of these people that say, hey, you get into this field, you're going to make 100K. That ain't always the case. You know what I'm saying? That's the median. So understand that word median. So it could be 70,000 in a certain place. It could be 80 in a certain place. It could be 110 in another place. You know what I'm saying? So that's the median entry level salary of a cybersecurity professional. But these are the types of jobs. Holla at my man, Gabe. He covers a lot of these jobs. And Professor Black Ops, you know, cybersecurity analyst, security analyst, SOC analyst. So this is another cert that you may want to look into besides the one that they're trying to get you at your job. I'm assuming you're talking about Amazon. So yeah, you can hop on that as well. Hold on. We got a couple people coming in. Let's get all you guys in. All right. Hold on. Let's add you guys. 1 second. 1 second, right fast, guys. I see y'all. Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on 1 second. Let me put y'all on the panel. Hold on. Huh? Yeah, I know, man. I know. That's what everybody say, man. Nah, you right. Hold up. All right, let's actually just drop me and transition that over. All right, so how y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing?
What's going on?
Oh, chilling.
I'm chilling.
Cool. Yeah, I'm glad y'all was able to come up. Now I appreciate you coming through or whatever y'all coming through and everything. So what you got? First off, Gabe, what you got, man?
I know that you were covering the question from the brother, so I'll let you do that first, and then I'll just follow up.
Okay.
See if Emmanuel have any questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead, Emmanuel.
I was gonna say, yeah, I just wanted your guys' opinion on the whole. I think his name is Punchman Dave or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just wanted to know what your opinions were on the whole. I know we got to be careful with what we talk about and how much information we give on the situation, but basically, you know, it was like a wire fraud video that he came out with, and he did it in a rapping format and everything. I'd never seen that before, man. Apparently, this guy got a lot of tutorials. It talks about dumps and card skimmers and how to hook it up and all of that, man. So I just wanted to know what your opinion was on it. I just thought it was self-snitching at its finest, man. I just wanted to know what you guys thought, man.
Okay, yeah, and I just realized that was you, Network, bro.
Yeah,
because you got your hair, you grew your hair out, bro. I think since the last time I see you, man.
And I forgot to change, and that's my real name, Emmanuel. So I'm about to dox myself over here. I gotta change my little display name. I haven't used Meet in a long time, but I just wanted to know what you thought with the whole punch made dev or whatever situation.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, bro. Like,
and let's be careful with what we talk about and how much information we give on the whole situation, because you know,
and like I said,
you got a strike. I didn't even know.
Yeah, it kind of tied to the whole thing that happened with me. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to show people, and that's the thing. If he was, and I didn't see that video, but if he was just trying to teach people about or giving or making people aware of this thing that's going on, then I don't see a problem with it. But if he's just trying to straight out teach people, hey, this how you crack them coins or whatever, then yeah, take that down. Yeah,
man, he a scammer, man. I don't care, man. He a scammer, and he was given a scammer tutorial. So I feel like, yeah, man, take that down, man. Like, I don't know, but like, it's wild because scammers be trying to act like it's cool. Like, they try to show their scamming as something that's cool, something to get into. You know, he like, oh yeah, I made my first play and this and this and that, and then I done it. Like, I don't know, that doesn't whack to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So I'm happy they took it down. I'm happy they took it because, you know, like, right. So half of me. So my dad is from Nigeria, right? And you know that rap that Nigerians get. Right, that big old rap for scamming. Oh yeah. You know, we don't want to be so. My mom is from America, right? We don't want to be known. African Americans don't want to be known for the scamming game. So, you know, I'm like, yeah, take it down because it's a bad representation of us in tech or tech as a whole. Because he was giving some game about tech, right? Password dumps and kind of geographical locations. You got to make sure that's intact. So, you know, it was some cyber aspects to it. So I do think that I'm happy it got taken down because it's a bad look, in my opinion. It's a bad look.
There's a guy named Tommy G. He interviewed him. I was actually gonna do a response video on it. Like you said, Gabe, I thought he just kind of went overboard, man. They kind of made it like I got the skinny jeans on. He had the Scully cap. They showing 10,000 with the chains. You know how to scam. Then I guess it came out that he was selling a course and he didn't really teach him anything, and he stole the money from the fake course.
Right? The scammers scamming the scammers, the wannabe scammers. Man.
So I'm actually gonna do a response video on stage, and I was gonna call it the dark side of cybersecurity. But I know some guys in the game, the drug game, and I always used to tell them, I'm like, dude, I can steal $100 million from my basement without leaving the house, man. So y'all in the wrong game, right? So
it's crazy.
So, but yeah, so it's funny. So yeah, I was gonna do a video on that, but like Gabe said, I thought he went too far because, you know, they got the mask on, the jury, he got the rap song. Then too, MTR did a response video. If you killing it, why you snitching on yourself?
That's how I heard about it through MTR. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what made me see. So I looked it up. So he did it more from self-snitching. I'm gonna do it more from cybersecurity. So my thing is, why you self-snitching if you making 10 grand? But like most people, man, young people, Frank Lucas, man, you trying to be showy. You know, if you ever watch that, Denzel put on the fur coat, then right, the Fed side, right? So now you do a video, you know, the Feds got to be on you. You out there like that? Come on, man.
Crazy.
Exactly. He's asking for it. What's up, Professor Black Ops, man?
What's going on? Where you been, man? I miss giving you the stick the other day, man. I've been worried about you, man.
I've been hiding, man. Cool, I've just been working, busy working, cool, man.
I know you was, man. I know you was.
Yeah, but that situation, I just thought it was funny. I thought it was a great thing to talk about.
Hey, well, let me bring this up right fast. I want to see y'all thoughts on this or whatever, and you guys should be able to see it in a second. Hold on, I'm about to present it on here, but let's see if I can find it. And I wanted this was gonna be the last article I wanted to kind of cover, and it's dealing with this leaked money that was out there. I don't know if you guys seen it.
The salary.
Yeah, the salary.
I heard about that. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So,
I don't know what happened to Gabe.
Yeah, he back. So this salary right here, it breaks it down or whatever, and I just wanted to hear y'all thoughts on that. I was just gonna talk about how, you know, how much these people are actually getting paid for these positions, and I wanted people to go through it or whatever. And I know this ties back to the whole, you can see the breakdowns of the equity, and I know that's something you used to talk about a lot, Gabe, with the golden handcuffs and and all the money you can get for these positions. And I just wanted to hear y'all thoughts.
Well, I think shout out to Tim is I was looking at stuff online because when I interview with AWS, they got the L5, L6s. They break all that down now when you go to a lot of those sites. out there. They have those numbers broken down. For me, being from the Midwest, I ain't on Gabe's level. You interviewed AWS, man.
Yeah.
You interviewed that Midwest, man. AWS, I think mid level was like 347, man. I ain't never made no 300 my whole damn life. So those numbers are especially now. If you can get that money in the Midwest, shit, you killing the game, man. That's all I'm saying.
But a lot of them is remote work, so it's like, it don't matter where you're at this point. But I think honestly, I don't. You don't think?
No, I'm jumping in with Gabe. I think when you pay, and I did a video on this, when people paying you 300, they want to touch you. That's why they on that hybrid stuff. Especially the big companies. I think Google and them they going hybrid and they ask you to come back. AWS, a lot of them talking about hybrid. Jump in there, Gabe.
Yeah, I was gonna. Well, I'm sorry. Never go ahead and finish your thought. But yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's a big deal that these numbers came out or anything like that. I used to work for like the county government, and all of that stuff was public data anyway. I guess this is because of a private company. It's kind of messed up that this happened or whatever. But it's like, okay, so people know how much you make. But does it break down? Did it break down how much, like the names? They match the names of the salary and all of that?
No, it didn't.
Okay, yeah. So then I don't think that's a big deal. To me, it's not.
Yeah, I guess, but I used to work for the state though. Like you said, that's public, but I ain't never seen numbers like this though, because that state is usually lower pay, right? Network, because I work for the state.
And that's what I was
going to say. As a consultant, I made more than the CISO for the state. I made more than the CISO that worked for the state. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I was like, this is the first of its kind, at least from what I've seen. I've never seen a private company or private organizations pay out there. It's always been kind of like what you said, PBL, like state or government jobs or, those positions. So this is, I don't know, it's just
a little bit beg to differ on that because a little bit beg to differ on.
Yeah, go ahead, Gabe.
I'm sorry, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, actually, like levels.fyi, they literally have the same type of salaries. So here, I'm going to hit you with the link because they talk about L7 Google engineers or like staff engineers. I'm just going to hit it in the back for you. And those are literally the same type of salaries. And also when Network Bro was talking about the remote work. So with Google, they were previously remote during the pandemic, but now they are requiring people who are close to offices to come back into offices.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they like, if you're close to an office, you got to come in. So they are hybrid, and they do also do geographical like adjustments to salaries, just like Professor Blackhouse was saying. If you're in the Midwest or in like the South, those are more like tier 3, tier 4 type of city, tier 2, tier 4 type of cities. So the salaries would be lower, but a lot of it. Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily surprising. Now, some of those base salaries are crazy, though, are a little bit more surprising. So, like for a Google L7, it's typically like on average, the base salary is like $290, right?
Yeah, that's a director, though. My fault. Ain't that a director, though, when you get to 7? 7's a director.
That's 7 is a senior staff.
Okay.
So senior staff is like senior like architect or something, right? Okay. But then you get up to like L8 as principal, and that will probably be aligned with like a director. But then it go up there though.
One positive thing, I was gonna say the one positive thing that you can say about this is people can use this as ammunition when they want to negotiate their salary and stuff. So I mean, Google is paying this, or
Nah, I don't think so, man. Because the reason why is if you're in the Midwest, you talking about fame, man. You talking about the top 10 companies in the whole United States, man. So I'm going to my little consulting company with 200 people. Pay me like Google, they're gonna be like, we see you, PBO, but your ass up out of here. Come on, man. I mean, you talking about the elite companies of the elite, man. You talking about Google, Facebook, Apple, man. Those are the top 10. And
it's true.
I interviewed for AWS for 6 hours and didn't get it. They hurt my little feelings, man. So
that's the exact thing, though. If you have the resume to back it up and the skills and experience to back it up, then I think you could probably use this as some sort of ammunition.
Yeah,
you don't think so?
I think so. No, I agree.
Because once again, like I said, we are going. I just think those companies are so rare that if you negotiate with your company, most companies can't afford that. They're gonna tell you take your ass to fame. Yeah. Now if you're interviewing at Facebook, versus Google versus AWS. That's something different. But I'm just a regular guy. I get paid. I've been making 6 figures for 15 years, but I ain't never made 300. So when I went to AWS, then y'all know, man, I ain't no cultural fit, man. They were asking me all these hug the baby questions. I'm like, dude, I'm an engineer. You get what you get, man. I ain't changing, man. I'm old and grumpy, man. I ain't doing all that behavior stuff. I got in an argument with the evangelist. I told him he didn't know anything about Stigs. I was like, that was Dave Chappelle when keeping it real goes wrong. That's what I was thinking when I was talking to him. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, but some of these salaries, man, is crazy, bro. And I know this like a manager position, like this right here, engineering. And I know you guys can't see it, but it's like an engineering manager, software engineering is starting, or the base salary is $188,000 a year, and then and that's the minimum, and the maximum is $400,000, and then the equity minimum is $375,000, and the maximum is $600,000 in equity in the company. That's crazy.
I interviewed a guy that used to work for Oracle that went to Google, and we was talking back in the back thing. He said it's crazy, man. He said that equity is crazy, and two is they were just really getting in the Fed space because Google was let really to the Fed space, so they were hiring a whole bunch of security federal experts to try to get that federal money.
And when you talk about this equity, a lot of times, I mean, it's not promised. These aren't promised numbers,
it's not promised,
right? Because during this time, when tech companies haven't been doing so good in the stock market, like people have lost out on hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in their annual equities. Yeah, like so, some people have been leaving some big tech in order to get higher salaries. But I was also going to say, as it concerns those salaries, like those salaries are not uncommon, even for like big tech, like big four consulting firms, and even like BC, what is it called? BCCs or MBBs, so like the McKinsey, Bain, and Boston and Company, right? Those are very large firms that have very similar type of compensation structures, where it's like once you go past like senior manager, that's when you start getting a lot of that equity there. And then your base salaries, like those base salaries are, I'm telling you, I know they sound crazy, but they are not uncommon.
And that's what I was gonna say. If you like, I'm not saying go to a startup company and use that as ammunition in the interviewer and saying, you know, I want to get this kind of pay. But if you're working for those big firms, and definitely, I think if you have the skills and resume to back it up.
But I'm pushing back a little bit. Y'all act like it's a ton of them. You name 10 companies, and that's probably the biggest 10 companies on the planet, man. Y'all make it sound like
they hire a lot of people.
All facts. Man, but two is AWS, man. When I was in the pipeline, it had to be 200 people trying to get in the interview spot. Man, it took me like 6 weeks because they were just back to back, man. But my star was weak, and we talked about it. They won't really they want real metrics on what you did. So we talked about that. Keeping your portfolio to say what you did and what percentage did you help, and all of that, so you can get that interview and really get those big dollars. So
and let me show people this as well. Like, this is a software, and I know you guys can't see it. I'm sharing it with the chat. If y'all got the live stream up, you could probably see it. But this software engineering position, and I know you said that's not guaranteed as far as the equity maximum, but they got 1.5 million in there.
But what
software engineering position is crazy.
Is that an 82K base? Like, what
82K base, and then 718 maximum.
So you gotta be. Shout out to
like on average. Is that on average, or is that like just one person's range?
It's based on one person's salary, I think.
That's got to be machine learning, artificial intelligence.
It says base salary minimum for that position. So one person in that position, and 82,000 base.
Oh, that's just for all software engineers.
All of them, and then
it goes up to $1 million.
Up to 718,000 for that maximum salary, and then back down. That's the breakdown of the equity in the company. So I know it's only like a few people getting it, or maybe probably 1% or 0.5%,
but still, no, that's crazy.
See, no,
it's probably
I
getting
wouldn't
that.
even
I don't
say
know.
So look. KeepItTechie, if you could bring this link up, if
Okay.
you want, I'm gonna throw it in the chat.
Okay.
And this is from, I just put it on my struggle security one. This is from levels.fyi, and that is a website where people post their salaries anonymously.
Yeah.
So they post things like their location, all like everything on there.
Facts.
So if you're showing that, like, you see very similar salaries on there.
Okay.
If not more.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't think this leak was not a big deal. When you see sites like this, you know what I mean? That's why I'm like, whatever. But then again, it's Google, so that's probably why it made the news. So
that's exactly why it is. Because if you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. But like you said, like Gabe said, those stuff been posted out there forever, man. People been snitching out there forever. Go ahead, Gabe.
No, I was just saying, like, I see, like, here it shows like one of these L7. So this is one of the, what's an L7? A senior staff software engineer. It's showing somebody who just accepted an offer on 5/5/2023. They're in Mountain View, California. They have 15 years of experience. They have a base salary of $320K. They have a equity of $800K annually and an $80K of performance bonus, coming to a sum total of $1.2 million a year.
Wow.
Right?
I see.
Like, that's and if you keep scrolling, it's like pages and pages and pages of L7s, like whether they're in machine learning, full stack engineering, distributed systems and backend, AR VR, right? What is that? Augmented reality and virtual reality. Yeah. So like pages and pages of offers that people have posted, and you seeing millions. You're definitely seeing some millions.
Yeah.
And you see what I'm put, like, you see from that link, KeepItTechie?
Yeah, I got it up on the screen so people can see it. Yeah, I'm going through it.
So, you know, a lot of this is out there. And I guess it's more of like a double confirmation, right? That I guess it shows that this website is credible because what was leaked is the same thing that you see on these anonymous posting websites. So, yeah.
And with enough homework and going through LinkedIn, you'll find out exactly who it was.
It
was for each one of those people.
Somebody
everybody
fired
in California, like everybody in Mountain View, California here. So, you know, I don't even know.
Well, that's one thing I don't do though. I don't put, like, if I get a new job, it's still gonna look like I got the same job.
Really?
Until I decide to change it on my. Most of the time, I don't change it right away. Like on LinkedIn. I don't
people
change
be trying
it
to dox. Yeah, we can get crazy. Even the Black Manosphere trying to dox you.
Like, I'll put an end date and it'll look like I'm unemployed.
I post that mug stunt. No, I'm just playing.
I like wait till I get comfortable in the position. I'm good to go and everything, and then I say, hey, I'm working here.
The real thing though is, shout out to y'all though, and Tam in there is some of those numbers I knew were out there. I just didn't think they were possible, right? I think, and for me, I think I'm a little old. I'm a little late to the game. I think I'm inch up there, but I don't think I'm ever gonna make 300, man. I think my time has passed, man. But
why not? Shoot.
I just don't know, man. So, but like I said, I ain't starving, man. I'm fat as hell, so I'm doing all right, man. You know, that's for the young bros, like the network bro. He up and coming, got the ponytail, man. I got the up and coming families, man.
I got the struggle salary, man. He talking about struggle security over there. I got the struggle salary,
man. All day struggle security, all day.
But I think that's the next thing people need to be trying to get. It's out there to get. So I don't think people need to be scared to get it or try to get it. It's out there, man. So
it's definitely out there. Like, and it just depends. Like, I think that people just need to realize, like, what am I doing that is beneficial to a company to the point where they would, you know, pay me that type of salary. Right. So I think you were mentioning earlier, KeepItTechie, about LinkedIn. You look at software engineering roles for Google at LinkedIn that are up there on that level, like a L7 or something, right? Staff or something. Like, look at what those metrics are. Look at what they're looking at for those type of roles, and then align your learning goals, your learning path to what that is, or that experience, or those projects that they're on. So, you know, because they want to bring you in order to be a direct bottom line. Like, if they're paying you $1 million, they want you to in some way affect their bottom line for their revenue, right? You need to affect their money in some way in a positive direction. So
Exactly.
I think that's really important. Yeah.
Nah, you're right. You're right. Nah, I agree. And let me stop the show for a second, man. Shout out to KeepItTechie. I appreciate you gifting those 5 memberships out there. I definitely appreciate it, bro. That's I don't know, that was dope, man. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to actually meeting you when you come out here, I believe next week or so, when you're gonna be out here in Vegas. Just definitely hit me up. You got my phone number and all that stuff. I definitely come out and holler at you and everything. So shout out to you, man. I'm sorry, Gabe, if you wanted to continue.
No. I was also going to say, also got to look at the area, right?
Oh,
that California salary, because all them salaries now, if you look at levels FYI, it does give you more of that location salary, right? This is California, Mountain View, probably one of the most expensive places in the United States. So you definitely got to bring that into consideration when you're talking about what type of salaries and how far that salary can go there, because that millionaire might look like 500 to 600,000 in somewhere else. You know,
that's so
yeah.
true.
Hey man, you need to put some respect on 500, Gabe. I don't like how you said that, man.
No, I'm saying like that's what it looked. No, I'm saying that's probably the equivocal, right? That's the equivocal salary there. So yeah, man. But yeah, it's all money. It's all great money.
But I think that's the level. I ain't gonna say the manosphere, but when we talk about it and we talk about running courses, talking about running labs, it's like you said, what skills do we need to be building up to get to that next level, right? Let's talk about certifications, but certifications you need to make big money, right? Which is machine learning, artificial intelligence. We know AI coming. We know automation's coming. Network bros know you got to hit the button and spin up 400 VMs and Cisco got automation, and you know, so that's really what's making the money. So that's the places where we need to be getting to get that money, because that's where you get the 500,000. Shout out to Tim. When you talk about Ansible, when you talk about containerization, so hot, right? You got to get your Kubernetes up there. You got to get your Docker with your automation. We know what those are, but like you said, we got to get those skills though to get that money.
Get that bread,
And I agree. That's why I've been trying to push the whole Ansible. I've been developing a little bit, just trying to set up things in my home lab so you can understand that automation, because it's actually being used. You know, that was something that was pushed at Red Hat, the Red Hat convention, you know, a couple months ago. Yeah, they were pushing Ansible heavy. And so that's something that I think people should look into and understand so they can get their automation game up.
So yeah,
and you know, that's why I think a lot of times it goes very, like, getting certifications and degrees and that conversation, it's definitely a relevant conversation. But when you talk about like prevailing, right, going higher and higher within roles, a certification and a degree ain't gonna do it. Like, there are other skill sets that you're gonna have to develop in order to really get up there, right? That goes beyond a certain, like, so, you know, that's why I did that stream the other day of like beyond the entry level role, beyond the entry level tech role. So, you know, I think that it's really important to look at what other skills do you need to develop to go beyond, you know, just getting in, but thriving.
Yep. And it could be anything. Is just those soft skills, you know.
I was just about to say that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say that. Just those soft skills that you got to develop also, man. Just learning how to market yourself in an interview. So you got all the skills in the world, but if you look like a jerk in an interview, or you just don't know how to, you know, talk to people and stuff like that, they just not gonna hire you. And just like you said, cultural fit and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, which I'm not. But too, like you said though, to me, and I'm an old school guy, so I'm big on degrees. But to me, that's just the entry point. That's just really to get you in the door. Because really, a lot of times, if I'm gonna pay you $1 million, I need you to build that automation on the spot while we talk. I want to see what $1 million is going to get me, right? So when I went into AWS, they were asking me to draw stuff on a digital board, walk through this particular architecture. How would you do a lift and shift? How would you do an in-place migration? So they want to know those particular skills, because they're gonna pay you $340, like Gabe says. They want to be able to put you at the client and let you be. They're like, okay, you $340, you gonna be at the client, and we're gonna need to go worry about something else. And that's beyond certifications, beyond degrees. That's you passing all that. Now let's see really what you can do. And like you said, that's 15 years of experience. So you beyond senior then, right? We expect you to really see you build it, automate it, flip it up, rub it down, whatever the hell you need to do with it, right? So
right. And it's even also understanding the skill sets that the company's competitors also want. So you being able to, like, you need to be able to bring something beyond what everybody else brings. So like a key differentiator, like what is the key differentiator of you? What do you bring that is so rare, right? Because rare things are much more expensive than common things. So an AWS entry-level cert is not rare, right? It's not rare in the tech market, especially for people trying to get in. But you know, some other background experience, some other experience that you had somewhere else, projects that you build up, organizations that you might have led out in, like things like that, you get a more of an edge. And it's all competitive. Like you really are competing for these roles, for these salaries. So understanding what your key differentiators of you as a person, as an employee, as a resource, as an output of work, how does that differentiate from everybody else that's applying for this role? And how is it impactful to the organization? So, you know, I think that those are, all that stuff.
And shout out to Ayisa, A, and sorry, I'm gonna let you go, network, bro. He says, panel, is tech worth getting into, then dropping my job in aviation maintenance where the demand is all is there and hiring is consistent? My first question before I let everybody else answer, I want you to answer this question, Ayisa. Are you in the military? Just answer that. And any of y'all wanna put something on it?
I always want to put something on it. I'm going first. I'm the oldest, so I'm going first. The funny thing is, my neighbor's an aviation mechanic. He said a lot of big hubs are closing down. He actually he drives from Indianapolis to Chicago every day because they closed the Indianapolis hub because he said they were taking the big hubs and giving them to smaller airlines because they're trying to break the unions and pay less. So my neighbor's trying to figure out something else to do from an aviation standpoint because he thinks Chicago's about to shrink down and he might have to go to Denver. I don't want to snitch on him and tell which airline, but it's one of the major airlines. I would, because I'm a tech guy and I love tech, I would switch to tech. He wants to switch to tech, but he's been in it so long, 25 years, it's kind of hard to switch. So, go ahead.
And let me throw this in there, and I probably should have said this right away when I asked that question, but if you in the military, most likely you have a clearance. I wouldn't recommend throwing away that clearance, going on and hop into aviation mechanics in the military. As a military contractor, was that Northrop Grumman? I know it's out here in right here at Nellis Air Force Base. They have contracts and they're looking for people to work on those planes. Every all the time, bro. They looking for people, but they want people with a clearance, you know. And if you prior service or military, he says I'm trying to join the military next year, Air Force or Army. Go in the Air Force, bro. Just go in the Air Force, man, and you'll have a better way of life, a better sleeping conditions, better food. Don't go into the Army. Go into the Air Force, bro. It's gonna be a better time for you in the Air Force, and then you can get more skills in the Air Force as well, and then you'll get that clearance, and you could take advantage of your aviation skills. You definitely want to go into aviation maintenance. Or if you want to go into IT, you can go and you have that opportunity and they'll pay for it. But you already got that experience in aviation. They pay a lot of money for those positions. Trust me, I looked at those positions. I don't have any aviation background, but they pop up on clearance jobs all the time, where they paying over $100K for those aviation maintenance people as contractors.
The 737 is all software anyway. My neighbor said you put it in there and it tells you what's wrong with it, where to go look, and what's possibly the problem. He said the 737 is all software. He said it's scary software.
And if anybody else wanted to add to that question, because that'll be the last question, man. I'm gonna go on and shut it down after this. Yeah.
No, I don't got too much on that one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anything network, bro? Well, let me let y'all get y'all last thoughts. See, y'all wanted to get some last thoughts. Because, I don't typically do these panels, but when it happened, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys coming up, though.
Just real quick, you seen the money, it's out there. Shout out to Tam, shout out to Black Heights, shout out to everybody on the panel. Glad to see network, bro. I was about to send my posse out at him. I was worried about him and shit.
Yeah, I've been hiding, man.
It's out there, man. Get it. Don't be scared of it. There's a lot of people out here. Everybody on this panel will help you the best we can if you reach out. It's out there. Gabe showed it, Tim showed it, KeepItTechie showed it. So the money's out there. So even in the Midwest, you just got to get your skills up. We know it's cloud, machine learning, artificial intelligence. They touched on soft skill, project management, project ownership, senior directors, budgets, right? So there's a myriad of ways, a cornucopia of ways to get this money. So let's get it. PP only got about 10 more years, so I'm about done.
All right, PPO. You got anything, network, bro? Last thoughts?
That's it, man.
That's it.
Nope, that's it for me, man.
Sure.
But yeah, I agree with him. Yeah, the money is out there, man. If you can get into tech, do it. Buddy, that was I guess an aviation maintenance tech. I'm sure there's a way you can mix in, what his experience with doing something in tech, and like you said, getting a security clearance, or if you can get get in the military, join that as well. But I would definitely look into getting like security clearance or getting with a company like Lockheed Martin, or like you said, Northrop Grumman, those kind of companies. That's where the money will, where you get those 6-figure salaries and stuff. So
yeah. Any last words though, Gabe?
Nothing for me. I mean, I think that those salaries are definitely out there. I think just aligning those skill sets with what you have seen within what organizations need, really differentiating yourself and not just being super common, right? Not just being able to just chug out the same work that everybody else can, but what makes you different? I think that's a question that we all should ask, right? So, that's all I got.
Cool. I agree with you, man. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to everybody that came through. I definitely appreciate all you guys, for sticking around with us and listening, and you guys coming on the panel. I definitely appreciate you guys. You guys always support me. You know what I'm saying? I try to do the same. Make sure you guys subscribe to Struggle Security. Go down, put your link in the chat. Gabe, Professor Black Ops, go down, put your link in the chat. And I don't know about network, bro, man. He been kind of slacking on us. Nah, I'm just playing. Put your link in the chat. Put your link in the chat, network, bro. Yeah, definitely check out his channel as well. And women, Tam down there, Women in Linux, it's a big network of all of us that are out here putting out great information to try to help people get into the tech field. Kev Tech as well, right there. You see him in the chat as well. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. I support all these guys because they putting out great information to try to help more people get into the tech industry, which I love working in. So I definitely want to support those guys. So, hey, thank you guys for coming up, and thank you guys, all you guys, for coming through. And of course, keep it tech.
Later, guys.
And I always have trouble finding my outro, but I catch y'all later. Peace.